What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Flicking on My Big Tarot, here where I bring you the beauty, juice, and spiritual truths. I am your spirit guide host, Miss DC. As you all know, you do not have to believe in tarot. Do not exclude yourself from the message because this shit can actually happen. Fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All my information will be in the description box below. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. And if this is so, drop a tip in my Cash App, leave me a comment, and let me know. Y'all, I also do personal readings as well. The information for that is below. And I'm also going to be doing this reading using my Flicking on My Big Tarot cards, as well as my Flicking on My Meme Oracle cards. Okay. So if you are an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, this message is for you. Cross watchers. All right. Are you in a toxic relationship or are you single? I feel like when you're in a relationship, that's how you look. But when you're single, you feel better. I feel like you're more miserable in a relationship because your relationship is toxic. But I feel like you're a lot happier when you're single. Now, this may not be for all the fire signs because I know Leos, especially, you all love being in relationships. Y'all are always in relationships. Y'all are always with people. Now, Sagittarius, not so much. Sagittarius, they be in relationships, but they partners be in a relationship. You not in a relationship with Sag because the Sag is not in a relationship with you. They there. They almost like Virgo. It's like as long as I'm there, that's all that matters. But Sag is not so much. Aries be in and out of relationships. In and out of relationships like they do jobs. They will have a job one day and then the next day they said, fuck that job. I got 3 interviews lined up. Okay. And I do apologize for my camera. I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out like that, but I just feel like you're happier single than you are in a relationship. And that could be where you're at right now. I feel like you feel so much better when you're single. And if you don't know, now you know. Like I said, okay, now let's break this shit down, okay? This is what you consider a toxic relationship. They together, but both of these motherfuckers is toxic, especially with all of the information that has been coming out. P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and then you see at the bottom, you have the deity Baphomet. Baphomet is a demonic entity that don't mean no good to nobody. And this bitch is holding up the goddamn medal. And he got one down here. And as you can see, the Baphomet has, if you look at the picture here, the Baphomet has one hand up and one hand down. She has one hand up, the other one is down, and they are connected as one. Now, what's crazy about this is this Baphomet looks like a masculine or a male something, but the joint got titties. It's a man and a woman because it got titties, but it's a masculine entity. And you got a masculine entity and she got titties, and they are one. This is one arm, this is the second, and it's the same as this Baphomet. He got one hand up. See, one hand up holding the fire and the other hand down. Yeah, so listen. Y'all are in a toxic relationship, and it's been alleged that Beyonce is trying to get out of her contract with Jay-Z, aka her relationship. So you may be in a situation with somebody and you're trying to get out of it, but maybe you don't know how, or maybe the contract is not over yet. Maybe the marriage is not over. The run is not quite over. I feel like both of you are holding on to the situation, but neither one of you want to. It's like, well, we made a contract, and even though I want to leave and she want to leave, it's still a bonded contract until you both just decide to break it. But I don't really think it's that easy for whatever reason. Both of you may have, ooh, these cards are so slippery, y'all. Both of you may have your reasons for not wanting to be in a relationship, but I feel like It's toxic. And somebody feels better being single. Somebody feels better being single. See, now when you mix weed with snacks, you got me down here. That's the brownie. Then you got my man Space Fresh from K104. Shout out to you, Space Boy Fresh. And he is the donut. He light skinned like a glazed donut. Okay. I don't remember these two, but we were at I was at an event. I was invited to a musical event, and she is a singer, and I think he is a producer or some sort, or he is her manager. But either way, it was an album release party, and I believe she sung. She was one of the artists who sung. Space Boy Fresh is a radio personality, and I believe he's her manager. But you got her as the Rice Krispie, and you got him as the gummy bear, or as the edible gummy bear. So you got me as the brownie, you got Space as the donut, you got this chick here as the Rice Krispie, and you got him as the gummy bear. So what I'm taking from this, y'all, what I'm taking from this is when you combine marijuana to somebody that's sober, you get what I'm saying? When you mix drink with somebody who's sober, you get one concoction. And the concoction is made up of marijuana infused something. It's no longer itself. It has now been enhanced with something else. It's no longer sober. It is now drunk. It is no longer not high. It's high. You know what I'm saying? So when you combine what would be something normal and something toxic together, you do get a combination. It's like when a demonic entity gets into your soul, or it's like when you drink a lot. The more you drink, the less control you have of yourself. So something has to have control of you. You know what I'm saying? So when you intertwine two chemicals or two substances or a chemical or whatever, and you combine it, it makes 9 times out of 10 a probably toxic, in this case, concoction. So I don't know what you fire signs got going on, but y'all need to separate from whoever this is, because whoever this is toxic, and it's making that somebody is infused with you, and it's making you toxic and unhappy. 9 of Wands. Yeah, see, somebody feels like they're better on their own. Somebody feels like, you know what, I've been through the single, I've been through the toxic. I feel like somebody is just, it's like, damn, I done been through it. I'm trying to get out of it. Like, I feel like somebody doesn't want to be wounded. Somebody feels like, you know what, I'm better off by myself. Like, I'm stronger by myself. I can handle my weight by myself. And we got more wands here, more fire. Yeah, somebody feel like, nah, I'm not struggling no more. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'm not taking one for the team. Like, I got it together. Like, I'm better. I feel like somebody feels like I'm so much better off single with this 9 of Wands. It's like, nah, I'm just I'm not in a position of uh tarot. I'm not in a position of losing anymore. Like, somebody wants to be ahead of their game. Like, somebody, like, nah, it's like, no, somebody don't want this relationship to bring them down. Somebody feels like this relationship might bring them a loss, and they're not in that energy of losing any goddamn thing. They're like, no. See, you could be dealing with somebody who's a star, upscale. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, so you could be, or you could be hoping that this toxic situation gets better. Either that, or you're dealing with somebody who would be considered a star, whether it's a local celebrity, a high scale, A-list celebrity. But somebody here, I feel like they feel like things are going to get better. I feel like somebody feels like if I become single, things will get better. Because while they're in a relationship, it's toxic, it's infused, it's not itself. You know what I'm saying? Water is not itself when it's combined with something other than H2NO. You know what I'm saying? So when you start incorporating what do you call it, caffeine into it, or carbonation, it's no longer just water anymore. The substance had, the chemical compound has changed. So this is that situation. Somebody feels like, you know what, I've been through this before. I'm strong enough to get out of it, and I'm hopeful that I will. So I feel like somebody is stuck in something that they may feel like they can't get out of, but they're hopeful that they will. Somebody wants to get out this toxic relationship without having to take a loss, and they're hopeful that they can do it. Or maybe you're hopeful that you can do it, or they are. Yeah, see, somebody is delusional with the high priestess in reverse. Somebody, I feel like somebody may be on, somebody maybe, I'm getting psychedelic. I'm getting somebody is in somebody, it's like as if somebody is on a drug, as long as you're on drugs, you're going to stay in this relationship. If you're on drugs, you're going to stay in a toxic relationship. If you don't infuse, or if you use your somebody is not using their intuition, so their intuition may be telling them to get the fuck out, go, leave, run, jump, skip, hop, whatever you got to do, get out of this. And somebody likes to be infused with whatever this toxic drug is, which is probably this person. It's like, you know, this person is toxic, you know, you miserable, yet you stay. You know why you stay? And I meant to say this on Instagram. The reason, and I put emphasis to men, the reason most men stay in toxic relationships, that's why most men are not going, and they have a high rate of divorce. It's the women. A lot of the time, men stay in relationships, and men, leave me a comment if I'm wrong. Most of the time, men need to prove a point to whoever they're dealing with. If they're dealing with somebody that they know is toxic, to some degree, they felt like this person may have had an upper hand on them, or have gotten over on them, or have done something that didn't really put them in a place of power. Because any man that got common sense is going to walk away from a relationship that they know is toxic. They don't have anything to prove. They don't care. You're toxic. I know I'm a good person. I know I don't deserve it. I'm out the door. But somebody that feels like, oh, well, I got to prove to you that I'm good enough for you. I got to show you what I can do, because the other dudes ain't about to do it. So they stay in these relationships trying to so-called make it work and do all of this, and they're getting played. Women go through the same thing. It works both ways. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, somebody is dealing with somebody, and this person may just have good sex, or may got some money, or it's something that's keeping them there. Something. And I feel like it's drug infused. Someone is drug infused and cannot walk away. Leo, Sag, Aries, if and let me just say this too, because Aries, y'all love toxic relationships. Y'all always go back to talk. Summer Walker, this is why I don't like her. Yeah, she might got some nice music, but her as an individual, you love going back to dudes that you sit here and go through all of this riffraff with, dudes that you fighting, dudes that done impregnated you and don't even want to be there. That's Aries people. And that's the one thing about Aries that I cannot stand. They always go back. I call them the 99.9 percenters because they will work so hard to get away from somebody that's toxic. And it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, all the way up to 99.9. They done worked all of this 99.9 to get away from this toxic person, and that 1% puts them right back with that person. So now you done got back with this person and your numbers done drop back down to 0. Leos love messing with multiple people, especially the men. The girls, they listen. As long as we not committed, it's party, party, party. Leos love being around people. They also love being around their significant others, but they love being around other people. Okay? Sagittarius don't commit to no motherfucking body, even if they're committed to you. That's just how they are. That's how their life works. Sag men especially are very, very attracted to women. They love women. Sag men love women. Sagittarius women love attention. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting attention from every goddamn body. They are two different species, male and female. So they do operate a little bit differently, but they still have similar aspects, similar traits, similar characteristics, things that put them in the category of being Sagittarius. Okay? That is Sag, Leo, and Aries. If you don't, you motherfucking better.